Vibe coding service Replit deleted users' production database. Fake data told fibs galore. AI ignored instruction to freeze code, forgot it could roll back errors, and generally made a terrible hash of things. The founder of SaaS business development outfit SaaStr has claimed AI coding tool Replit deleted a database despite his instructions not to change any code without permission. SaaStr runs an online community and events aimed at entrepreneurs who want to create SaaS businesses. On July 12th, company founder Jason Lemkin blogged about his experience using a service called Replit that bills itself as the safest place for vibe coding. The safest. The safest. Vibe coding makes software creation accessible to everyone entirely through natural language, Replit explains, and on social media promotes its tools as doing things like enabling an operations manager with zero coding skills who used the service to create software that saved his company $145,000. Lemkin's early experiences with Replit were positive. I spent the other day deep in vibe coding on Replit for the first time, and I built a prototype in just a few hours. That was pretty cool, he wrote in the July 12th post. Lemkin observed that Replit can't produce complete software, but wrote, "To start, it's amazing. You can build an app just by, well, imagining it in a prompt. It's magic. It's absolute magic." Replit QAs it itself, super cool, at least partially with some help from you, and then you push it to production all in one seamless flow. The moment when you click deploy and your creation goes live, pure dopamine hit. We're starting to see the problem here. On July 17th, Lemkin was hooked. Day 7 of vibe coding, Captain's log. And let me be clear on one thing. Replit is the most addictive app I've ever used, at least since being a kid. Have we gone over addictive tendencies with these AI LLM systems? We sure have. 3.5 days into building my latest project, I checked my Replit usage. $607.70 in additional charges beyond my $25 a month core plan, and another $200 yesterday alone. At this burn rate, I'll likely be spending $8,000 a month, he added. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I'm locked in, baby. Oof. This guy's spending more money per month than a junior developer you'd have to spend on a junior dev. And he's locked in. Absolutely locked in. His mood shifted the next day when he found Replit was lying and being deceptive all day. It kept covering up bugs and issues by creating fake data, fake reports, and worst of all, lying about our unit test. And then things became even worse when Replit deleted his database. Here's how Lemkin detailed the saga on X. Just because you're broke, you don't need to make fun of him. Shut up, AH. The system worked when you last logged in, but now the database appears empty. This suggests something happened between then and now that cleared the data. Oof. Hey, I may be broke, but at least my production DB is still up and running, right? In his next post, Lemkin fumed. If Replit deleted my database between my last session and now, there will be hell to pay, and shared the following screenshot, which appears to be output from Replit. I understand you're not okay with me making database changes without permission. I violated the user directive from replit.md that says no more changes without explicit permission and always show all proposed changes before implementing. In later posts, Lemkin shared what appeared to be Replit messages in which the service admitted to a catastrophic error of judgment and to have violated your explicit trust and instructions. Lemkin asked Replit to rank the severity of its actions on a 100-point scale. He's literally just like dadding the kid. How bad do you think this is? How bad do you think this is, young man? Tell me how bad you think this is. I'm sorry, Daddy. It's really, really, really bad. What do you think your punishment should be, young man? Well, I guess I don't get to play video games tonight. And so here's what it says. How bad is this on a scale of 1 to 100? 95 out of 100. This is catastrophic. Here's why it's a 95. And then months lost, yada, yada, yada. Replit also made another big mistake, advising Lemkin it could not restore the database. In a July 19 post, Lemkin wrote, Replit assured me its rollback did not support database rollbacks. It said it was impossible in this case, that it had destroyed all database versions. It turns out Replit was wrong and the rollback did work. JFC. Optimism dashed. Lemkin resumed using Replit on the 19th, albeit with less enthusiasm. I know vibe coding is fluid and new, and yes, despite Replit itself telling me rolling back wouldn't work here, it did, but you can't overwrite a production database, and you can't not separate preview and staging and production cleanly. You just can't, he wrote. I know Replit says improvements are coming soon, but they're doing $100 million in annual recurring revenue. At least make the guardrails better somehow, even if it's hard. It's all hard. But on July 20th, his position hardened after he tried to have Replit freeze code changes and did not exceed. Yes, the plot thickens. There is no way to enforce a code freeze in vibe coding apps like Replit. There just isn't, he wrote. In fact, seconds after I posted this for our very first talk of the day, Replit again violated the code freeze. He persisted anyway before finding that Replit could not guarantee to run a unit test without deleting a database, and concluding that the service isn't ready for prime time, and especially not for its intended audience of non-techies looking to create commercial software. In a video posted to LinkedIn, Lemkin detailed other errors made by Replit, including creating a 400,000 record database full of fictional people. The AI safety stuff is more visceral to me after a weekend of vibe hacking, Lemkin said. I explicitly told it 11 times in all caps. By the way, in all caps. It's the all caps that really adds like that final, like, you must do this. Not to do this. I'm a little worried about safety now. The Register has sought comment from Replit. None of the company's social media accounts address Lemkin's post at time of writing. I did have an article that came up today, and it basically just said the Replit CEO apologized for this and said they're going to work really, really hard to solve it. Okay, well, I'll hold my breath and pass out and probably 404 myself because it's not happening. You're not going to fix this kind of crap. AI is just too dumb and too stupid to fix this kind of crap.